Well, it's about time to get into the action here. Heroic taking on 500 in the opening of EU Group B. And we have got ourselves the unicorn odds at the bottom of the screen, favoring Heroic heavily. I think we've set up all the reasons why, Alex. I don't think you can go against Heroic in this opening game.
No, not really. This is probably one of the safest games you're going to get. Yes, 500 have players capable of winning BO1s, but if that's the one thing we're pointing to on the 500 side, it kind of shows you that their options, in theory, should be limited in this one.
I think that those odds, I mean, they're actually not that wild. Like, we saw some crazier ones back in last week, and that kind of speaks volumes to how close and competitive that this entire group is going to be. So even this one here with the number 1 seed versus the number 16, could go the other way.
Well, Heroic's path to Paris now begins. They take their first steps versus 500. It's kicking off on Inferno. The previous runners-up at the Rio Major are back, fighting for their chance to head to Paris. They've seen some of their competitors drop to the wayside in the other group, and now they are feeling good. The team that actually took them down in that grand final are already out of the competition. So that's kind of crazy. We'll see how Heroic gets started here on the CT side. Cadian crossing across middle. Sees a few players going towards Banana.
Continuing to jump peek in the apartments as well, getting a bit more information. Some players all the way back in second mid. Stound's got a very wide position here. Flashbang likely to be set up, but that's coming through, and he was just out in the open.
Ships on the half wall, man. That's how we're going to kick things off. His favorite position. This time on the T side, boosted over the top of it. Yabi looking to hold. The Joboret is laying down the law. Gunslinging his way to a kill. Shush able to help him out, and Heroic are holding the site for the time being. Yabi just mauling them to pieces until Dennis Law and Rainwaker fight back. So suddenly a 2 versus 2, and the bomb goes down.
Ballsy position to push through that smoke, but they went for it. And now this crossfire on the site seems pretty solid. No utility to flush them out here.
They know they're both on site, though. They couldn't have escaped just with that time. Rainwaker's gonna step one out, trying to peek. Tessus has Dennis Law locked on in. Spots the shoulder. Headshot comes on through. Has to be Rainwaker looking for the fight. Spots both. The time is ticking. No kit, but they swing it once. Cadian takes him down, and Heroic take the pistol.
Yeah, good pistol. Cadian getting fired up right away. They know how important the start of these competitions are. You can't drop the ball in the best of ones. You want a pistol. I think a lot of teams were saying, you know, you can win 6 rounds off the back of a pistol in a best of one. So pistol's a lot more important in this situation.
Yeah, it was interesting there from 500. They got that clean pick on Banana, but I feel like they wanted to create chaos in this round. So you see this push into the CT smoke just really did not work on this occasion. Heroic's rotate arrived at a nice time. And it's unfortunate because I think 500 had the right idea of trying to cause that bit of chaos by pushing the CT smoke. But you wonder, when you're up in a clean 5v4, do you need to take that risk? You can probably just take the site control instead.
Well, they got the bomb plant, Lucy, which means they've got a really solid buy here. AKs and Galil's out already.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad, right? Ships is going a little wanting. He's decided to get the utility for the team, which, that's fine. And the HG, well, the investment was worth it.
Yeah, Ships doesn't mind playing on the lower tier weapons. He still feels very confident, even with just the Deeg. And Yabi clears a bit of Banana on his own, but it is the attack of 500 coming up towards middle. Maybe Cadian will be under pressure here first, Alex.
Not easy when you don't have the ult right in this position, especially when you're against an AK on the other side. Seems like 500 will have to take a little longer on this approach. I do like this angle Cadian's holding. I think it's a little awkward to clear because he's holding a bit further back. Now he's positioned himself out into the open, and that allows the AK to get the fight.
He moved over because the rotation came from Stound to be able to set up. He could be a bit of a bait and switch setup, but well, it's all bait, no switch. Tessus is getting a little bit pushed down. He doesn't spot it.
No.
He's out in the open. Ships takes him down.
Oh, Tessus making the move at the wrong time, and he commits himself to death. Not a single kill for Heroic yet, and now the Bulgarians, they're attacking B. They're trying to rotate over here in time, Heroic, but they're nowhere near the action. Stound is the closest player to them.
Has to find something. Spotted one on the cross, and he's actually given the fight, but can't quite connect with the head. The bomb's going to go down. You've got 3 players here, but I mean, this is an expensive retake if it goes awry. Still going to flash on through, but Stound's not being given anything here. Abby has spotted out that player again, but yeah, nothing facing.
Yeah, if you commit to this and lose this round, you're basically giving up that good start. If you save these 3 weapons, you still have a decent buy in the next round, and you can still bite back. Heroic make that decision. They lose to the force buy. Some great shots coming in from 500, and also a little bit of a reposition problem there from Tessa's Holka.
Yeah, decided to take the risk, and it kind of happens because Cadian falls towards long. Feels like maybe he has to take some initiative. I thought Heroic were doing a solid job at not giving away those opening fights, but Cadian repositions with that double stack on long. That means TeSeS decides he thinks he has to make the info play, and it's a good example of how sharp some of these 500 players can be. They were so quick on those kills.
You're good to see Ships getting on early with that Deagle. He was the one that didn't really have anything, and it still was enough. So Heroic now working with not the best fight. Cadian and TeSeS going to go wanting with those 5-7s, but hey, you know what they can do.
A lot of damage.
Ooh,
and that is exactly what has come in onto Ships. He is so lucky to be alive. And they just go back from 500. They clear out the sandbags. They double nade the common standing position from Heroic. They've gone for this boost, and we have seen this become so popular this year. First used around Katowice and the blast groups at the start of the year. Well, it's so strong, and for good reason. Yabby's going to hold it.
It's so hard to remove the player on bottom. Smoke gets dropped, Yabby gets the kill for free. Easy as you like it for Heroic. That set up exactly what they were looking for.
Yeah, you can use that to devastating effect, and it's a great round to pull it out into when you have the weaker guns, but you don't have a really strong buy across the board. A little gimmick can get you that opening kill.
Classic Heroic, just immediately rotating a fourth player over as well. They
exactly.
love a big rotate like that.
But you can see how quick they can re-rotate that player back to fill the A gap. So active.
Difficult here for 500 to figure out how to come back into this round. A little bit of utility remaining, but it needs to be a very clean site take.
This beat setup's so good.
It is so strong right now, and the limp forward from 500 might be met with devastating force. Yabby, ooh, can't Yabby do anything? And he goes down. Patrick and Rainwaker into the site. Oh, they shred open the B defense. That looked perfect, Lucy.
Well, it doesn't matter how good it is if you just clear every angle. Ready for the boost in round 2 after you've just been boosted on, plus catching the player through the smoke. Nothing went right. Okay, that was cool from Cadian. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
The HE to get the FAMAS.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate it's a FAMAS, right?
Yeah,
it's not the one who really wants there, but Heroic, yeah, they had the perfect setup. It looks so good. They get the opening kill as well, so they're up a player.
And there's 1 HP on Ships. He's still alive, by the way. He's just waiting to try and catch someone off on the rotate.
And that's the strength of 500. They can win those kind of rounds, Holka. And they might actually get rid of Stound's M4 here. This might be a big problem. Stound luckily collects 2, so should be able to hang on to it.
A nice position from Stound, just enough of an off angle that made it hard for his opponents to deal with him. He even gets another at the end. That is really good damage, but it's not the ideal start for Heroic. It's just such a clean initial fight from Rainwaker. I think that's what makes the difference there. The way he's able to jiggle into position and just win that first fight, it completely takes away the double stack that Heroic thought they had. And if you can win that first fight unexpectedly, it instantly makes the crossfire so much less deadly.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication there or what, because I feel like TeSeS should have been immediately there on the trade or even taking the first contact rack, because he had the 5-7. But doesn't get involved. I like this push those down, getting aggressive, but he's not able to hit the shot. Gets a headshot, but not anything else. And Patrick, well, he makes short work of Cadian.
This is really scary, man. These shots from 500 are incredible. It's just instant headshots every time. If you wanted an upset, this is the start that you would want to see for it.
And we heard Ships in the interview before this. He said their biggest strength was the fact that if everybody is having a good day, they're having a great start to the game, they can beat anyone in his opinion.
Well, this would be a statement victory to open it up. Taking down the top seed, coming in as the bottom.
Maybe that's where they do their best work. 1 minute left.
Heroic full stack the B site.
Look at that. That was like some Mario levels of jumping around.
Ships doesn't mind getting active. He's going to hear a bit of spam back and just get a kill while running through the smoke.
Yeah,
okay.
That's ridiculous. Ships just MP9 jumping through the CT smoke. Yabby has to give away his boosted position to take that kill, but it's a reply towards A. Not a single player here. Yabby is sprinting back, but he's not going to be able to get there and do anything in time. They've got the apartments control. They've got the site control. Heroic have to just concede this. And 500 go up 3-1.
Ships out here playing MM while everyone else is in the RMR. Where he goes some of these kills, jumping around, running through smokes. I mean, that's the sort of chaos you need to cause to get these sort of upsets. I mean, Heroic are a very structured team, but you cause a little bit of absolute unruly behavior, it can upset any team.
That's what Cadian was saying. They kind of break the laws of Tier 1 Counter-Strike. And maybe that's perfect. Maybe that chaos is exactly what's needed to cook up a win here on Inferno.
I mean, it's a common thing, right? These T1 teams are always playing against each other. They kind of know what to expect against, you know, the teams they're always playing. But you're not always playing a team like 500. And, you know, their sort of play styles in the Tier 2 space and even below that can be pretty different.
Exactly. All the protocols that you practice are designed to deal with what Tier 1 teams throw at you, right? And reactions based on the moves you're used to seeing. Whereas everything they've practiced, if there's a different move or a different protocol taken by the opponents, then it kind of throws you off a little bit, and you have to sort of delve back into their madness and play their game, Hawker.
Yeah, and I feel like in RMR Group A, there were probably a lot of players that picked up a lot of new fans. Cypher, Thomas, the UK boys, B&E definitely showing what they can do. I feel like Ships could be the player in this group that gets a lot of new fans from this event, because yes, he's been around for a while, but he's not always been able to play at the top level, and he's a lot of fun to watch. He does some crazy things. It is that timeout now for Heroic. I think it's good to take these really early timeouts in the BO1. Make sure that you have everything on point heading into your first gun round. And we should be able to get into that gun round shortly. Oh, no, not even yet. Yeah, they went for the force in the previous, didn't they?
Yeah, that's really scary if you're Heroic. Suddenly you could be in a position where you're looking at a 1-4 scoreline.
You're letting 500 build up a really good foundation right now. I think they're going to be feeling good about the start of this T side, considering Heroic also won the pistol. So it's all been 500 since then. Up top middle they go. Full pack moving through.
There's a big stack here. 4 players on the side of Self. Yabi might even get a kill for free here. He's able to find the one. The spray doesn't connect onto the second, but now the players on site are getting activated. Tessus has found one with the P250. Nikki is very low.
This is a classic Heroic round where you hit the side. There's just so many players waiting for you. It works out well for the start of the round, but now Cadian from the pit has to recover from the damage they have received, and Stown has thrust himself into the 1 versus 1. He's got the health advantage, the AK-47 in hand, and Nikki is worried about where he can plant. He starts to think that Stallin's maybe wrapping around short, but Stown has just backed off. He's playing towards Archway instead. There's a whole lot of time still left in this round.
Clearing this out might allow the default plant if he wanted it, but does Nikki have something else in mind here? Going back to B would be crazy, but I think he might just do it.
With this much time in the clock, why wouldn't you? You've caused chaos. So many players have gone down. I mean, you've got such a low HP. You need to get yourself into a position where you can catch him off guard. And if he makes the gamble correctly, that no one is rotated to B, Stown is still over at A, that he can get this bomb down. He's got a smoke and a flash. He can reposition. And I mean, Stown's only just clicked that it's there, and he has no kit.
Yeah, he has no kit, no armor right now. It is just that molly and picked up AK-47.
I love the deep CT smoke as well.
A molly to new box will ruin the round for
because he'll just die immediately, right?
Yeah, single tick should do it.
Oh, Stown, does he do it? Oh, he's chosen dark as the position to throw the Molotov from, and that now gives info to Nikki where exactly Stown is coming from. He'll get onto the side, he'll tap, no peek from Nikki yet. He is just patiently waiting, realizing that Stown, it is unlikely he has a kit, and the timing has just worked out perfectly for him in that position. He'll even stop that AK from going into the next round. What a different world it would have been if Stown threw the Molotov towards the back of the site.
It's crazy, that decision. I mean, you can't blame him. I mean, Dark almost feels like the better position, right? Because it's common to throw the Molotov towards new box. But, I mean, Heroic did a good job of almost stealing this one away. 500 forced their way into the side and almost lost everybody in the process. Good decision-making from Nikki, and yeah, unfortunately, I mean, just not peeking from new box. I like that. You know that there wasn't much invested into that, so a kit's unlikely.
Now well worked by the in-game leader, getting his first kill on the board. Big brain plays. Now the buy is out for Heroic. Looks like we might get that aggressive play down mid. The boost has come in. It's Yabi elsewhere to get the opening kill, and Stown's not ready for them to sneak in. Cadian is, though.
That's a better start for Heroic. Opening kill on each side of the map. Yabi got aggressive in Banana to find that one down the bottom towards top T ramp. And then it gets a little messy in mid. They're able to come out ahead. Happy to concede this control, knowing that you've got the man advantage. You can keep every angle on lockdown. Key here for Heroic, if they are going to take this round, which they feel comfortable doing, is keeping it as clean as possible because they have not had a good opportunity to build up that bank early. You do not want to get reset if you win this round.
It's just sitting passively now, Heroic. They realize they've got the round in the bag at the moment. Unless some huge individual play comes through from 500 and a mistake from Heroic that allows that. So they're just staying disciplined. 35 seconds left, and that bomb is still trying to make its way towards this A site. They're going to try and wrap in the defense that is here. And I think the setup is perfect for Heroic for this kind of play, right? You got players tucked away, you got players in the pit, a graveyard, and the site. It's going to be so hard to get through.
They got a molly.
They do have a molly to force KD. Now it's down, it's just been picked off. Rainwaker got a double. Now it's Shush inside of the pit, and he's delivering a lot. He will put them all to sleep from the pit itself. Great haul from Shush.
Yeah, having the 3 players inside is good, but you got Kaden in like the worst possible position with the AWP, right? Because he can't really easily face, and as soon as he gets spotted, I mean, what can he do? Almost falls apart. But Shush, one of the best anchor players, if not the best anchor player in the tier 1 space, and always good for a multi. The fact he gets 3 here keeps Heroic in this. Could have been very scary. If he goes down, I mean, even then, it's not good for them.
Scary thing about playing so passively there, you get to see, is that the mollies can be really brutal for you if you're not careful. Only the one molly that time, and look at 500, upping the pace.
Yeah, this is what they love to do, get fast, get in your face, and oh, it's down. Luckily covered off by Shush. Just about stays up. Shush overwhelmed eventually once he attracts the attention, and Rainwaker 17 out on the balcony, looking to just dive into the site. Stown gets another one. That's impressive considering his low HP. Now the rotation's coming back for Heroic. They're looking to fight right away. Tesses nips at the heels and pulls the player advantage into Heroic's favor.
Surprised that Denny's Law spams the smoke like that. Didn't realize the risk of Arch was going to come through so quickly, and that makes this so much more doable for Heroic in the retake. They've still got incendiaries and the smoke to work with.
That resmoke is kind of brutal though when you got 2 players wanting to come in from outside library. Childy going to come over. Rainwaker going to be taking the first contact here as Yabby comes on through. This angle is difficult to clear. He's going to be looking around the corner. Rainwaker not given the opportunity yet, and as he does, the rest of the CT swing on through. Just enough time on the clock.
Yeah, just making sure you get the long players taking some initial contact. That ends up being all important there on the retake. And Heroic able to wait it out. I like the call from 500 though. You saw the CTs getting caught off guard in towards top mid. But Denny's Law getting caught in the 3-on-3 seemed like the deciding moment there. I don't know if he needed to fight in that position. I don't know if he needed to hang around.
I think that was a good example of Heroic's responsiveness. The fact that Stown, he's been dinked down, he's on like 10 HP. He manages to get onto the site, get up onto the box, and able to find another kill. If he doesn't do that fast reposition, the whole round is probably called off.
Well, this looks more standard for 500. No fast play this time. Although Ships is always going to be a nuisance.
Yeah, he just jumps over the car smoke. And now we might actually get something done here. Yabby reaggresses Great Flash. It was the perfect response for Heroic to deal with that. Ships caught off, completely blinded, severed off from his teammates as well. Yabby hanging around, definitely keeping himself in the danger zone right now. Oh, Yabby holds. Dennis Law set up to take that peek. Yabby unaffected by the flashbang, and it's a second easy kill for Heroic. 1 minute left on the clock, another 5 versus 3.
I like they weren't deterred to go for the 3B setup early, even after the last round, where they almost got overwhelmed on A, knowing that 500 is unlikely to pull the same strat out twice in a row. So now they feel pretty comfortable here. The boost up. And it's 2 players coming up towards B. They've got to lurk out A. What's the play here?
That's a great question. I'm trying to come up with a play that could win them the round.
It feels like is this a save? It must be. He's calling out off his lurk. Yeah.
Well, I don't think anybody found the play that they were looking for that. So they're going to back off. They're going to save their weapons. And you can see why, because the money would be gone. The percentage chance of winning this round, even if you went for it, is very low. So just saving their weapons, at least having a shot at winning the next round. But that does mean the scoreline is now evened up at 4-4 at the start of Inferno. We do have another stream that isn't as close right now. Cloud9 taking on Forge. Looked like the scoreline was 6-0 over there, and Jerry showing a lot of frustration.
Surprised to see that one. I thought that would be the closer game, just given those two teams, their histories. what Fords have shown us in recent form, that, well, Cloud9 coming in looking pretty hot.
I think this Inferno game we're currently watching could also turn into a one-sided affair now. I think it has the potential right now for Heroic just to, sure, have a little bit of a shaky start after losing the force buy, but ever since they got the guns back, it's been pretty one-sided. So this is what this game could certainly delve into.
Yeah, and it's worth pointing out just the strength of Heroic's T sides as well. I think they're masters of pulling the rotations and picking and prodding on Inferno in particular. So got that to look forward to. 500. A good start on this side. If they can, pinch a few more rounds here and then get off to a similar good start on the CT side, then definitely got a chance to steal this best of one away. But Heroic now 4-4 up, and it's not going to be the best buy for 500. So Heroic in a good position this round, but they've shown what they can do. Ships with the Deagle already proven his point, and Patrick with the Mach 10 might go fast.
Ooh. A little too easy for Cadian this time. Still looks like 500 are focused on that A site, though.
Heroic keeping them back for now, and they're pushing down Banana too. Looks down. Look how deep he is.
Yeah, it's full control established. There's not really any easy way for 500 to take the control back either. Their utility is very lacking. So once the smoke fades, they might be interested in poking on in. But you can see Tess is ready to redeploy the smoke, so that entire entrance is denied.
Wow, they're just suffocated right now. They have no map control. They've just got mid, and now they have to just send themselves forward and fight. That's the only way they could get Banana back. And a 1-for-1, they'll take it.
Yeah, speed is really the only answer here. Well, that speedy double kill from Tess. 2 headshots, one through the smoke, and Cadian misses his chance. But Rainwaker now in a 1 versus 3, and they know where he is. He's playing with this player in towards Library, spots him out, can't quite connect the shot. It's actually the only player over on A. The issue is the bomb is, well, that's over on B, and it's under the control of Heroic, and Shush has Rainwaker under his control.
Shush is just so solid.
He doesn't make mistakes, really, does he?
Yeah, that's what you got to love about him. I'd say it's him and JKS who I look at as some of the better supportive players in the world right now. I don't know how JKS puts up his numbers, though. It's crazy. But Shush, so reliable, and I always talk about how it's so important for Heroic's playstyle. When you see them make those occasional big rotates, you've got to have a very reliable player on the other side. Shush is definitely that. And I think you're right, Dinko. I feel like early on, maybe Heroic weren't fully ready for 1 or 2 of those fast grouped plays from 500. But I get the feeling now they're in the game, they're going to start to get a feel for how 500 are playing. I don't know if 500 will get away with those early plays, especially not with those nades.
Yeah, you can see it's already delving into just desperation from the side of 500. You're sending ships up half wall a couple of rounds now. Heroic completely read that. Then just a swing out balcony, hoping you can get a trade kill back. Heroic ready for absolutely everything 500 are throwing at them.
I mean, it's the same sort of play, right? So I think it's just how 500 want to go for these rounds. It's just, if you only have that one gear, it's a little easy to counter you once Heroic start to get a feel for it.
Well, Fords have just won their first round over on the other stream. Let's see if 500 can turn this one back. Cadian from the pillar, no issue connecting that shot with the AWP. And even if they do get into the site or misses a shot here, he's got the rifle support. Oh, Yabby up on second oranges. So Cadian does fall to the Deeg. Tessus is now rotated over, and he's setting up distraction. They don't have a smoke to cross over CT, so it should just be a shooting gallery for Tessus. And even if he went down, Yabby was at the ready. So good round for Heroic yet again.
Yeah, I mean, that one goes to script right. It was just the pistols, only a couple of Deagles in the mix, and we got to see a nice shot coming through on Acadian. That one goes as expected. Now 500 will get all their rifles back out. And this is where we're just to see if they have any sort of different change-ups they might want to go for. We've seen the speed, a bit of aggression just going for these fights towards the half wall. That pacey round up A, that was their best success so far on a gun round. So we'll see if they can replicate something like that. Then a slow with the AWP out as well on that T side.
Oh, those nades again doing damage onto 500. In-game leader Nikki will lead the way to try and fight for this control. Some nade damage going back here onto the Heroic side. See Heroic on fire now. They've won the last 5 in a row. Really taking over in recent rounds, so something has to change for 500. Heroic have previously been sticky on Banana, but in this round, looks like they're pretty happy to play from the bomb site.
You almost sort of entice them into coming here because you've got the extra player, and okay, the aggression is coming through. HE set up, flashbang over, and well, blind spray does connect. Cadian was on the angle though, and he was not expected.
Oh, Cadian, couldn't get back, somehow does. His teammate sure has to be killed, but Cadian better make up for it. Blinded, stuck at the fountain. Oh, they're gonna drown him out, no issue.
That's not a nice spot to be stuck with the AWP. Nowhere to fall back from. They just force their way through.
Yeah, it's really just awkward positioning from Cadian that costs this round, because it forces TeSeS to feel like he has to swing from CT. He just hears his teammate getting peppered. I'm sure Cadian was panicking. TeSeS feels like he needs to come in. He swings, he goes down. So 500 find a way in. I don't know if Heroic will continue to make those mistakes. We'll see. There's actually a player in spawn here, so Rainwaker should have something in the backside. Oh, I don't know if he'll activate in time, actually. This is decent damage.
Oh, Dennis Law, no op. That's a big kill to find the way out for Heroic.
That's the second time where Heroic have been in a position where they've lost the round, but they've still done an exceptional amount of damage. You can see how frustrating that is. Like, you'd won the round cleanly. You had 4 players alive, and suddenly you just have 1 saving over.
That could really affect this next round massively, right? This could be a bounce back from Heroic, considering they saved a few weapons. You got the frustration evident right now. They're not happy about losing that.
It's weird because Rainwaker made it all the way to spawn. So I thought he was going to help his teammates find a safe exit path. But instead, he kind of just lets the CTs get those exit kills onto Banana. All it takes is 1 round loss for Heroic to take a timeout. Yabi's been having a really good start to this game. He's already got 5 opening kills. And has been involved in some part in every single round. Either kill, assist, survive, or trade.
You can kind of see the run-on effects of all that damage they've done. I mean, look what there's Galil's in the mix here for 500. Heroic have a very comfortable buy. They've got an AWP for free they didn't need to invest in. You can see how much money they still have left over. Heroic win this one, then, you know, the half is looking very good for them.
That can sometimes be the difference, the lack of discipline from some of these lower level teams at times, whereas Heroic know just how important all those exit kills can be. Boost down mid, not effective initially. Cadian will have to drop off that.
Yabi takes the initial damage from utility in this round. He's down to 64 health. Ships clears out top Banana with the assistance of 1 flashbang, and oh, he is not going to stop. He is still moving forward here, Ships. The further he goes, he eventually will run into some contact. Smoker's down towards CT, but he's so deep already, and Ships does not make the most of it. TeSeS takes him out from first oranges. He's got so much support inside of the side too. Flash comes up, it's so solid. They have to tuck their heads down in the pool, and Stown runs in. Only manages 1 from that play. So Yabi feels like he has to do a little more, and he is being peppered through the smoke. They've cleared out the site. Once again, 500 do a great job against the odds.
Yeah, I felt like Yabi got a little bit lost in it all there. He had a potential to completely end the round, but instead just gets spammed out through. Cadian now holding the utility for the plant, but it's not on default, so that's not going to do anything. And okay, well that HE does, and that puts this retake back into contention.
Rainwaker has a really strong position though, out towards Banana, and Cadian is not moving forward. He's just waiting for a peek to come in. Shush can eventually make his play forward. Try to clear out the site with a util. Yeah, Dark is not a position they're playing these post plants from. It's new box still, and they're leaving themselves with such little time here. Shush doesn't win the fight. Cadian has to save the AWP now. He's trying to pick someone off before he falls away, but 500 have battled their way through this B site quite a few times already.
Nice shot from Cadian. He'll slip away. Yeah, you are right. It seems like this B site is the way that 500 are finding their success.
It's so weird though, because that Heroic setup was really good. You could see they were kind of just all ready for the signal, right? The signal was that smoke going to CT. Immediately, the incendiary goes down, the spam through the smoke. This first player gets absolutely destroyed in Ships, but then they just get a little flustered here. TeSeS can't quite connect the second kill, and he's stuck in first origins, so he can't go anywhere anyway. And the big issue there is Yabi's not able to get involved. He needed to be supporting TeSeS, knowing he's out on the island.
Still okay for Heroic, but They don't have the same luxury they once had. No money in the bank. And now 500 start to go contact towards A instead. And this could be a great time for it. If they go quick enough here, there's only 2 CTs and they're not really watching the apartments right now.
Oh, here they go, popping into the site. Shush, just been incredible so far when tested on this A site, and they've decided they don't want to commit.
Yeah, even there, the timing is so good from him to smoke the apartments like that. Just realizes if they've taken Banana, he can just put nades down, make sure no one on the 500 side can quickly get into the site. And now you've got Cadian established on this Banana angle.
Unless there's a very good flash, Cadian gets 1 kill here. And then he can drop back behind the cover of the half wall.
Even if he doesn't, Yabi's in a very fast rotation position. You can see immediately they move on the minimap as soon as any action comes through. Cadian drops the flames, they burn up a couple. Now he falls back onto this powerful angle, another good spot that's usually good for one, and immediately 2 more players come to support him. Lack of further contact means they're still in motion.
Cadian likes to drop the smoke and play from the back of the site instead of actually committing to that first kill. And Yabi crosses in front of the smoke. Ships will easily collect that through the smoke somehow. And Cadian, oh, he's doing so much, using the distraction pulled by his teammate from CT to dish out 2 kills to the AWP. Tessus even gets away with one that Cadian had damaged up. Finally, the AWP are removed from the back of the site, but Tessus is still here. He's not an easy player to take out. Denislaw's low, so the spam through the coffins could be enough, but Tessus walks right around the corner, and Rainwaker puts one between the eyes. I don't know how they've done this, but 500 once again in a competitive post plant on this B site.
The smoke towards Banana, that could just ruin the round, though. Denislaw will be able to line up and has to spam perfectly. They have to take time clearing. Okay, it's just going to be the front side smoke that actually makes it a little bit easier
Shush is the one with the kit, too, and he's still towards CT. Tap. Stalin has a kit now recovered, and it's going to be the headshot for Shush on the first. Second player is Denislaw towards Banana. They've cleared out the site. They don't know where he's playing from. He's just drawing that time down, trying to deny. He was a little bit too far right on the crosshair, and Shush will hit the headshot. Picked up.
No.
Time, though. It's not enough. Heroic didn't leave enough time for themselves to get the defuse, and it will be 500 pulling it off.
Damn, I thought they had time for that.
I thought they had time as well.
I think he got off it. I feel like he accidentally got off it. They did so much work on the site too, Tessus and Cadian. The fact that they're able to hold on for so long there, we should see this. Okay.
It looked like they had so much time.
I swear they had time.
I
At
don't
least
know.
a second or so.
I didn't even think there was a world in which they didn't have time, but 10-1, they're starting to run out of time over there forwards to get into that game. But 7-6, ooh, I'm not sure what happened there for Heroic.
That's a lovely idea. Slightly deeper angle you get because you're further forward. 500 lose a player early. There is still this terrible buy from Heroic. So it could still go against them, but at least they've got a trick to get them off to a good start.
That's what you need. You need to pull out the tricks when you got these sort of buys. Try and get an unfair advantage early.
Oh, this timing. Okay, he spots them. That's all they needed.
Cadian drifting back over on the rotation. Oh, he's leaving just at the time they're coming through long now. He'll be called back with that utility being thrown up into the sky. Oh, information play will cost him his life. Patrick spams through the thin walls of the library. Shush inside of Pit. Needs to use the distraction of Stown to step up with the right point. Stown has done more than distract. He's taken a kill. Shush will get another. So the bomb is loose, and suddenly it is just Ships in the 1 versus 2. Heroic with the battered buy are somehow competitive. 35 seconds as Ships enters the clutch. He's ready for the swing around, but he's not able to deal with it. Yabi right away in the 5-7. Heroic bite back.
Ooh, another one of these rounds where it just feels like it comes down to just a single moment to keep them in there. Stown getting a critical kill there as they were hitting on. The fact that Shush finds one there as well when he swings out and there's 2 players in front of him is also pretty incredible. So Heroic just about getting that one over the line. Got a little bit scary there when Cadian gets peeked in library. He's just trying to get the information, and well, he gets a little bit more than that for his troubles.
Competitive first half here. Heading into the last round, it is 500 who are weak on cash. Do they go for anything quick? They've only got 1 AK in play. A lot of players grouped up towards A early here on the 500 side, and Shush is willing to fight them in the apartments. Or maybe just play for info. I think that is the better bet here.
Well, he's got that. It also scares them off from going from a quick apartments pop out of the balcony, right? Once they see someone aggressive in the apartments, you wonder, is there a setup in there? you don't really want to commit to that heavy aggressive play through apps through the balcony. So slowing the play down right away here at 500.
And Heroic are a team that just respond to the information so quickly. You can see, look at this rotation already over. 4 players here to reinforce. Nothing in Banana at all affords them this luxury. This contact's about to come through. The spam this time going the way of Heroic. Gabby gets through, through the smoke, looking like maybe even a third if he keeps clicking that trigger.
Oh, he's so close to it, Lucy.
100%. There it is.
And Tessa's helps out, so just Rainwaker doesn't get anywhere here for 500 in the last round of the first half. Just a matter of time before Rainwaker is found towards Boiler. Heroic will leave the half ahead. Nate goes in, confirms his position. Now they come to swing. Rainwaker will fall. Good start here from Heroic. A close half as the Bulgarians keep it competitive. It's time for a short break, but we return with the second half.
I think it has to be last 4 finals, I think. That's 4 finals in 2021 in Copenhagen, in the Arena, with the last dance of the French team. That was like so fun to play. Just we did the final against Navi. We had a lot of fun moments playing against Australis just before in semi-final. Like just, I said that a lot, like just making quiet the crowd.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun to be honest. I just had a really good moment back in the day when the French team stopped at some point, and we had that World Final in Copenhagen. I remember I didn't want to cry, but it came out without like asking. It's still emotional for me to talk about that because that was a really good moment with the French the team, and most likely with Extase we had like a really good like chemistry together, and we did a lot of things, good things together. So, but yeah, it's a good memory though.
Cloud9 taking on Forza and Inferno at their opening game here at the RMR, and it's looking very good for Cloud9. About to end this first half, 11-4. It seems like a very dominant T side throughout that game, or rather 12-3, but it's starting to go back the other way. That looks like a quick couple of kills there from Shalfie. 11-4 about to come through. Turns out I was right the first time, Lucy, mid a prediction. Looks good right now.
Yeah, that's not a half maybe I was expecting there. I felt like Fours came in here. I was expecting that to be a very close affair, much like the one that we've got here between Heroic and 500, but Cloud9 looking pretty good, even if they are going to lose this round, most likely, unless Hobbit pulls off a masterful clutch. But
yeah, definitely was expecting more rounds out of Heroic in this half, but I think they took a little while to warm up, losing the force spy as well. So Dennis Law aggressive down mid here on the CT start. Ooh, he's looking to catch down, and he will do exactly that. Cadian trades, but Shift is also there, and coming through is Rainwaker and Nikki. Cadian having to do with the most that he can here for Heroic, but they're still behind a player.
I love this. Oh, more fighting going on, but this is exactly what 500 needs to do. Something a bit crazy in the pistol. You get both pistols, get the conversions, and I mean, that's your secret into beating a team like Heroic. Rainwaker repositioning, getting the angle, but can't quite connect the headshot.
Oh no, Nikki struggling in the back of the heads, can't find any of them. And so this 2v2 leaves Heroic with options open.
Yeah, they're split up as well in this 2v2, so they're one on each site. So Heroic gathering after the apartments. This could be the perfect play for them, or it could work out really poorly.
The thing is, Cadian's like a single shot from
Yeah.
death. So, oh, okay, well.
So is Rainwaker.
If Rainwaker had hit that shot, I think the round is won, but this now becomes very difficult for Patrick.
Here he comes. St. Patrick on his way back into the site. And no one peeking him, no one giving him a chance.
Wallbang it with the USP. Come on, do it.
Oh, sound made, and immediately Shush had a great pistol round there. Unbelievable shots coming in from him. As you said, you know, if just even one player goes down on the balcony, that's the round done. So Shush really need to step up there.
It's so risky going for the apps pop as well, just because that's normally a position where the player coming out first always dies, right? Because you could see he was ready for it in the pit as well. But Shush also ready.
Yeah, what a crazy recovery for Heroic. That's a 2v4. They turn around. Pretty nice.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's
Yeah.
Danish for really good guys.
Exactly, yeah.
Language lessons
You'd never
here.
say a bad word, guys.
Nope.
They're all really
You know,
nice.
Heroic have never sworn in their life.
No, never.
Wow, this looks as easy as they come.
No force in 500, despite it getting close there, which can tempt you into it, right? We definitely see a lot of teams force the second round CT side if they manage to take down a lot of T players, but this round's going to go very, very simply because they're going towards B, where, as you can see, if you look at that mini-map in the top left corner, everybody, there is nobody on the B site, which means Heroic can just walk on through, and that fountain is going to get absolutely demolished.
Yeah, you're gambling against the master gamblers, and basically they've become the house, and the house always wins, Halka.
I mean, you don't know that. What if I've just only ever done one spin in my life and just win it, you know?
Well,
Think
eventually.
about that.
Yeah, but then they win on everybody else.
What if I'm
Not
the only
you.
one that's ever gone?
But then that's a very bad casino then, isn't
You
it?
never know, man. You never know, man. I hate this night.
Schrodinger's cat, Hawker's Casino.
Yeah.
The two philosophical conundrums plaguing us here today.
Who's got the ugliest knife in CS? And why is it Tessus?
What's he rocking?
He's got a
It's
nice...
like a gut knife.
It's green though, right? It's like the Doppler.
Yeah.
nice.
I think it's kind of cool.
It's just too gritty. I don't like it.
Anybody who has the rusty shadow daggers,
Ah, yes.
They
Everyone's
suck.
favorite.
Does any pro rock the shadow daggers?
Yes.
I don't know.
I've seen
skins.
Cadian use them before.
Yeah.
They'll be coming back into vogue in CS2. They no longer do the jumpy thing.
yeah, they don't do the
I
little
bought a
shaky
pair. 'cause
crosshair.
They do that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think the Deagle does now, though, in CS2. It does have the little shaky thing that the Shadow Daggers used to do.
The old
So
shit.
it's a trade-off. There has to be a little bit of shake somewhere. Give and shake. Anyway, Heroic looking very good in the first couple of rounds of this second half. And this is where things will start to get a little bit more frustrating for 500 if they drop the ball in this gun round. Rifles picked up.
The bomb has been left in spawn for Heroic.
It has.
But we'll ignore that fact.
can
I hope
kill
they're not
everyone.
trying to fast play here.
It's a new feature here for Heroic.
Yeah, I think Stoun's realized. He'll go back.
Let's
for
hold
it.
on, guys. Don't leave the bomb in spawn.
There's
Just
always
bring it out of the
someone
hallway,
there,
plant
right?
it. Yeah, we've had a few conversations about this. You know, everyone leaves it. in
Not even
spawn
leaving
zone.
nades in spawn, juggling them forward for
Yeah.
Cadian.
Sounds like
Cadian's
fine.
just standing there and he's like, bring me the smoke.
He's like, Stown, go fetch me all the nades, the bomb.
I mean, while this has been happening, 500 have just taken banana control. So they'll be happy with that. They've used a lot of utility in the process, though.
No, it's
Could be a
500
real
saying
issue
they're
here.
like, this is a super passive. They must be planning something. Nope, Heroic just left everything in spawn, and now finally
Oh,
they start to try and take banana. It's worked out so well for them. Barbecue
Beautiful.
ships.
It looked like that molly cleared a hell of a lot. And Ships is someone who likes to go aggressive like that, so I wonder if that's Heroic doing their homework, clearing out that corner wisely. And now up in the 5v4, they'll move back towards A.
Single Molly gets all of that control back. That's crazy. There is a third player here now, and they're actually going to stack it. They're going for the heroic strategy, bringing everybody over, and Rainwaker's about to be under a lot of pressure, but has the support from Library. Smoke comes through, Rainwaker gets two, unbelievable, and Nikki with the spam, another. Cadian desperately trying to cling something back here. Yabi out through the apps as well.
19 seconds.
Oh!
Not a lot of time here for Cadian. He's not going to be able to win this round, unfortunately. So he's running forward. Doesn't want to die after the time. He does have residual cash left over at 3k. But they're just baiting him back further into a CT spawn, where he will take the kill on Rainwaker and have an avenue to save. So no one's near him. Cadian will survive with the AK-47, but Heroic, yeah, not the greatest round though. They've run out of time, and a timeout being taken here for 500. I see a little T hand signal right there.
That was a good risk taken by 500 to rotate this third player towards A. Rainwaker just able to line up two, spam through the smoke, helping. Heroic will be a little disappointed they weren't able to trade that.
Considering they got the opening kill for free, right? But it did cost them a lot of time, and I guess that forced their hand a little there.
Well, 500 take the timeout after their round win. Oh, interesting.
What's he planning?
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Very sinister, wasn't it?
Little hand rub.
It's almost as bad as if he was doing like the finger one, like the Mr.
Yeah,
Burns
exactly.
style, and it was just one step away from that. Expect him to swivel around, and there's like a little cat on his lap that he's patting.
Yeah, exactly.
Cadian's too nice of a guy, though, to be the villain. I don't know.
Wrong. He can be a villain.
Oh, look at this again. Aggression down mid.
Oh, Cadian. Oh, he's just been destroyed. Rainwaker keeps going. Down was not ready. And the aggression down middle working out here for 500. We've seen BNE do this against FaZe a lot. It can really disrupt the favorite side on the T side. And they've got themselves the advantage off of that maneuver.
I actually really like that 500 don't stick around and try and get Rainwaker out of there. They say, you know what? He's got 2 kills. He's basically dead. We don't need to hold second mid here. We've got the advantage from his initial play. And now they're confident they can hold back in their standard setup.
It used to be a good day for Rainwaker when it was pouring rain this morning. Massive double kill. Anti-flash being held here by Nikki, ready to pop up. He has a bit of utility. I don't know at what point he's going to dispense that, but he's going to hold on to it. Okay, there comes the Incendiary. Slow things down. Now he can reposition. He has a smoke to deploy as well. And they're just going to be contacting through here. Patrick up on the boost, not given the opportunity first. His teammates fallen.
3 versus 3. Patrick up on top. Just one from the MP9, but he'll be happy with that because that one kill puts them in the player advantage for the retake. They've got one player coming up Banana as quickly as they possibly can, and Yavi has seized the gap, seized the opportunity to get in behind them through CT spawn, and he is starting to wrap through, just relying on Shush to stay alive. And we talked about Shush. He's so good at just not making mistakes and just staying alive long enough for Yavi to activate around the back side. And finally they take him out, but he stays up just long enough for Yavi to double up. And Denislaw, the last remaining player, sprinting on the site, making no secret where he is coming from. And Yabi is just patient. He has no need to peek him until the tap of that defuse. And now he will start to strike. He's missing the shots. Knife out, and the kill comes through. 11 rounds for Heroic. Yabi with a wonder play.
Lovely from Yavi. You saw the CT having to fumble around to get that kit to try and stick it in the smoke. And Yavi lands a couple of shots and says, all right, I'll get the knife out. I'll confirm it with that. This was just set up beautifully, though. Space transfer was so easy for him. And then a little left click to seal the deal.
Well recovered from Heroic. Again, one of these rounds where they're in a position where it feels like it's all up against the wall. Losing 2 players early, yes, they get one back, but walking into that side looked a little bit tricky with that boost up there, but player on the side just not able to get anything done. Really needed to come out good for a single kill, and that could have enabled the boost player to maybe get activated, but doesn't quite work out that way. And then that fantastic push from Yabi to secure the round.
That's a really heads-up play. For all he knew, there could have been a player rotating in from CT, but he just takes the risk, figured he needed to do something in that scenario. Great to see Yabi taking initiative like that now on this team, looking so much more comfortable than when he initially joined the lineup. He's become a star on this squad now. And look at what it does to 500. They go for a force, but it looks so dodgy for them.
Scary time to be taking a force. Might be giving Heroic a lead that you can't bring back. But Rainwaker, oh, is looking to try and catch something in the apartments. All he catches is strays from Yabi's gun.
Catching strays, poor Rainwaker. Now they're walking up Banana on the Heroic side of things. Just holding for the time being. If they keep walking, they'll walk into quite the nasty stack over here on B.
The old classic stackaroonie. Both these teams love a stack.
They do.
Stacks
they really
on stacks.
I feel like it's just Inferno these days.
Yeah,
You
make
always
a
have
gamble
to.
because retakes are so difficult. So,
Especially in this sort of scenario where you don't even have any money in the bank.
well, it might
This
work
economy.
out for them. Yeah, in this economy, you definitely want to go for some gambles. They're actually going back. They feel like no presence been spotted towards A. That's where we get the first kill. They've got some utility still on this B side, so clearly we'll just focus in on this A plate. And Heroic are about to walk into an empty A bomb site. So it's 12 rounds going to be picked up here for Heroic.
Yeah, and Tessus can then go on a bit of an adventure. He's got that Mac 10. Why not go exploring? Map the uncharted territories of the B side of the map.
I love seeing Shush top of the server. Doesn't always get that opportunity on Heroic.
I feel like when you see him top of the server, it kind of speaks volumes to the type of game that's being played when he's the one that's being tested constantly. I think it's really shows how this is going for Heroic when you don't have a play like Stown at the top.
Yeah, Stown has been pretty mediocre so far. 11 for 12, KD. Or 11 for 11, sorry.
11-11.
11-11.
Believe you have to make a wish in that number, I think. Don't know why.
I think he has to make the wish.
Yeah,
I ain't making the wish for him.
you can't tell him, and you can't tell us what his wish is, though.
I learned of another time on the clock that's memorable.
Okay,
That's 10 to 10.
10 to 10.
It's cowboy time.
Cowboy time.
Interesting.
All right, what do you do then?
I don't know what you do then. It's just cowboy time.
All right,
Dun, dun, dun,
pistols
dun,
at
dun,
dawn.
dun.
Pistols at dawn.
That's it. Yeah.
Damn.
13-5 in that Forest game versus Cloud9. So definitely remaining one-sided for Cloud9. A great start to their RMR run.
That's crazy.
14-5, in fact. 2 away from closing that out, and it looks like they're about to hit 15. There's no real investment for Forest in that. So we'll focus back in on this matchup. 12-8. Heroic might be able to end this map pretty convincingly as well.
Yeah, favorites starting strong here. Heroic have really recovered well in this one, despite 500's best efforts. See that banana control coming in. Solid utility, a couple of nades go into Nikki. He'll be feeling that one.
You just don't want to stand somewhere default against Heroic because you just know that they've always got a nade stack that's going to go somewhere, particularly over this B site. It's a fake flash through. A real flash coming now, and well, actually a lot of damage on the jumping MP9, but no kill found, and the HE goes a little wanting.
That's a lot of damage. This is as close as you can get to not killing someone.
That's exactly what you want to do in
Yeah.
Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike passive offensive.
Actually love the idea from Ships. The jumping MP9 is actually really accurate. So if they are blind and just shooting at headshot height, maybe you can jump in and get a kill or two. Came so close to it, but look at this rotate. 500 moving into the right position here.
Look how deep that long smoke is as well. So they just walk right through it and play the mid crossfire. They know that Heroic aren't coming out through mid. It's all through the balcony. Denislaw has a chance with the 5-7. They jump on by, they cause some pressure, and Tessus on the double.
Yeah, MP9s are pretty good. Oh, Stown has to be careful. He's in charge of saving this AWP, and now the game for Rainwaker becomes, can I get this AWP? No is the answer to that. Cadian wants to have that into the next round, isn't going to let him pick it up.
Unfortunately for 500, my prediction as to what was going to happen has come through right now. Heroic, sure, they have that competitive first few rounds. They drop the ball, they lose to the forward spy, and it's competitive for a bit. But once Heroic get into the game, it just becomes unstoppable. The only round they lost here is when they left the ball in spawn and ran out of time.
Yeah, they've just got such a compelling T-side, Heroic. It's always really nice to watch on Inferno. I think Overpass is another map they really excel at on the T-side in particular. It's, yeah, really, really great just to see the way. I mean, even when they walk into a stack like that, just the sort of spacing they have and the way that they enter sites, the bits of utility they use. You had 2 players there in a crossfire. They should have been good for a kill, but they don't get a single win.
What do you made of this showing so far, Alex?
Yeah, pretty good. Good adjustment from Heroic, just kind of starting to handle this 500 play style. which we've seen, you know, some teams struggle with at times. I think that's also why I like the veto. Inferno, not only just a good map for Heroic, but one where you can control things a little more easily with your utility. Let's see if Denny's Law's AWP can change anything. Run boost not really too effective. Nades coming in. Decent bit of damage. Again, 500 really dumping util for this banana control, but they're not really finding it. That has been a bit of an issue, I think, for 500. They're just using so many nades early on banana here. I don't know if it's really proving worthwhile. That looked like a double molly into sandbags.
Yeah, speaking of a lot of nades, I mean, Heroic have dispensed everything to take this control back, so pendulum swings both ways. And they've only really got enough for one execute here. 3 smokes and a Molotov. Not a single flashbang to work with here. This is going to actually be quite difficult for Heroic.
Oh, maybe they do have
actually, maybe they've got a few flashbangs.
Who knows?
All right, keep them. Okay, they've actually got lots of flashbangs. Yeah, I was tricking you. They actually have a lot of utility.
Yep, they were tricking you. In fact, you know, they've just hit it back and spawned a little secret case of utility. 45 seconds left. Heroic still have plenty of time, but they're going to burst out onto this A site, and the setup isn't really designed to hold this right now. Dennis Law, if the balcony player falls, he is pretty much dead. So Patrick, it's got to be you, Patrick. Got to be the Patrick star to his SpongeBob on this site. 29 seconds. He's going to drop down.
They're just going to jump on through, though. And Patrick, well, he is being a star, but can't quite get the second. Yabby is there for the trade, and Dennis Law fell without finding a single frag. So now it's very difficult, and yeah, with the smoke at Library, can't even give it a look in.
Oof.
What'd you make of that one, Hawker?
Well, that was a shame, wasn't it?
Yep. Worst episode of SpongeBob ever, but...
Yeah. Have you seen the AI SpongeBob?
Oh, that's a bit scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit interesting.
Well, bikini bottom for 500 right now.
Getting to that point. And they can't swim.
And they aren't a squirrel with a breathing suit.
Yeah. Is it even a breathing suit or just a...
Just a spacesuit, really, isn't it? With
Spacesuit.
giant bowl on the head.
Don't try and logic it.
You try and do it, Hawk. We'll attach a fish bowl to your head, we'll duct tape it around your neck, and we can go swimming in the sea or something. We try it. Don't try that at home, of course, please. They've hunted down the save, and they get 1 from it. Heroic now heading into top gear. Just a pretty smooth sailing second half here from them. And 500, we know they are very capable of being one of those teams that can cause a few problems for the best teams in the world at times. You know, we've seen it throughout the years, but this is not the sort of showing that is going to do that. It's difficult to rattle the cage of Heroic. I think they're one of the best teams in group stages and in early matches at just getting the job done.
Yeah, they're never really in doubt. Although I would have said similar things about other teams. This is the last stand, 500, and well, there's no more standing for Rainwaker. Then it's with a P250. Gonna be swinging on out, try and find something, but they are just running into the guns of Heroic. 15 assured. Ships needs to hold on to this M4 so that their final, well, the 15th round will have something to work with. So they have kept enough cash for the buy.
Oh,
If they get rid of the rifle here, this is going to be so rough.
Oh,
Ouch.
man. It's just so well coordinated.
You didn't need to be there. Like, what are you going to achieve if you're ships, right? Like, run me through the scenario, because the best he can hope for is like a couple of kills. What does that mean? It's not going to give him anything extra. There was just no need to be there, unless he was just having a casual read through the books on the shelf. But
Maybe
I don't think he
he's
learned
searching
anything.
for the knowledge to figure out how to come back into this.
Where is it?
We'll see if he's discovered that one way they can come back in. Just looking so clean now for Heroic. Just smooth sailing past the ships.
Yes. Yeah, I really think if you gave me a list of all the teams, if I had to pick the one that I would be most certain is
P90,
going
let's
through.
go!
Oh,
The double P90 setup.
They love it.
Yeah, Shush running around the corner. P90 working out with the molly. And this is a statement of how this game has gone. P90 sprinting through CT spawn. Ships hasn't seen anybody. Kitty is still a bottom banana with the bomb, but everybody's dying. And they're getting a boost for the P90.
It's the P90. Can you believe it? Oh,
so
it's found
good,
a
mate.
kill as well. How demoralizing, but how beautiful from Heroic. The P90 running on through. Dennis Law, last stand, but of course, it's the P90 that comes on through, and Heroic take the map.
What a way to start your RMR run. A quick, convincing victory versus 500, and a round that finishes with the double P90 setup. Heroic's path to Paris starts strong. The first step's looking great, Hawko.
Looking great for them, yeah. And I gotta say, I do love that Heroic throw the P90s in. You know, the P90, it's not even as bad as people make it out to be. You see that, a little run and gun, it works out okay. But for 500, some signs early in the game, but it's just tough when you're going against Heroic. The coordination, the nades, everything there, and honestly, everything we wanted to see from Heroic early on in this one.
Yeah, I think it's one of the toughest teams to come into and match up against. Obviously, the seeding, makes that obvious. But in terms of a team like 500, on that T side, it's always going to be the easier side in this sort of setup. But being able to play defensively against a team